Alright everyone, welcome back to Eat, Sleep, Breathe. So today you can see we're getting a lot closer to getting this tank with water. We obviously have the rock, we got the escape all done, we got the sand in there. We're really just waiting on water. But before we do that, we want to focus. We got our biological filtration set up. Yeah, you know, it is dry rock, so it's not there, but it's going to have biological filtration on the rock and down on the sand. So working on mechanical filtration, the tank does come with these sponges. So pretty much the way I think of mechanical filtration is what your eye can see. So like particles that your eye can pick up, you know, typically mechanical is going to take care of that. Biological, you can't see it unless you have like a microscope. You can see little organisms that are taking care of the ammonia, the nitrite. And obviously you would export the nitrate, or unless you have like an algae scrubber or something like that. So in this tank, we have a total of 3 compartments. I'm going to show you the compartments here in a little bit. First, I'm going to talk about what we have here. So when you first get your JBJ Cubey, you're going to notice, especially if you go with the 15 gallon, you're going to have exactly what I have laid out here. You have these ceramic, bio, you know, whatever you want to call them. Pretty much they're a way for biological filtration to grow on them, in them, and around them. I personally am not going to use this. My JBJ came with this as well. I did not use it. I just have them stored there, just saving them. After that, we have carbon. I am going to run this carbon after about 4 or 5 months. I'll probably throw this because carbon will last you, depending on your water, about a month, 2 months. It really depends on the water and depends on the carbon. So this year I'll probably run for about 3 months. Depending on if the water starts smelling or anything like that. One thing I did notice on my particular setup, this has a hole in it. So you can see there's just stuff falling out of it. Now you don't want this inside your display tank. If it does go in there, don't worry too much about it. But if it goes in there, you can get it out, because you don't want your fish eating them. They probably wouldn't die, but it's not good for them. And not that it tastes good, as it is, fish are pretty picky eaters. So they probably won't eat it, but you don't want it in the display. So since I'm not going to be using this bag, what I'm going to do is cut a corner off, and I'm going to use this bag to hold the carbon, since this one has a hole in it. And I'm going to use this bag to hold the pond matrix, which I'm going to show you guys and talk a little bit about right now. Okay, so here we have the pond matrix, and a lot of people ask me about my tank and how I'm able to keep it as well as I do, and as far as keeping the nitrates in check. And really guys, I got this from CJ's Aquarium. If you guys don't follow him on YouTube, check him out, CJ's Aquarium. And he got it from someone else. I don't recall a name. I can only trace back my chain, which was from CJ's Aquarium. And he really recommended Matrix. Now, this product is made by CChem. And for you guys that are in the industry, CChem makes amazing products. They're one of the top companies for making products for not only reef, not only saltwater, but also freshwater. So now you're going to notice if you Google just Matrix, you're going to come across the CChem reef marketed Matrix. And the reason I don't like it, and what I've heard, is I haven't never bought it, so I can't tell you for sure. But from what I read and heard about people, it's not as dense as this one is, as the pond one. So generally this one here is more towards pond, which would be freshwater. I've talked to CChem, I've emailed them, called them, and they say this is actually what they use in their facility for reef tanks. And I asked them why, and they kind of said the same thing. They said because this kind of absorbs a little bit more than their standard matrix. So you can use the reef grade matrix, which is just Google CChem matrix. I personally would go and get pond matrix, and this 1 liter is more than enough. This is set to treat about 100 gallons. And what this is going to be part of, this is going to replace this right here. All the biological filtration is not only going to grow on the rock, the sand, but it's also going to grow here. So that's going to help keep our nitrates level in check. Because I don't know if you guys have watched my beginning videos, my whole goal with this tank is to do it as little water changes as possible. Obviously, if I see the tank going downhill, I'm going to not let it go downhill and take care of it. But my main goal is to have it be as less maintenance as possible. So what I'm going to do right now is unmount the camera, kind of show you guys the rear chambers, and show you where I'm going to be running everything so you get a better idea. Okay, so we're going to start off with the mechanical side of it. So on the mechanical side of it, we are going to be running probably, I'm thinking about 3 of these sponges, and the only reason I'm running 3 is to fill in space, really. Like that's all it's for. So I'll be running 3 of those, and on the very top layer, it's not going to have this on the very top layer. So those 3 would go all the way down in there. It's kind of hard to see. Oh, you can see down there. So we're going to be running 3, and that should get us to right about here. So from here to here, I'm going to be running filter floss, and I'll show you guys a little bit later in the video what that stuff is. And that's going to be our mechanical filtration. So moving on to chamber 2. Chamber 2 is right in here, pretty much same concept, goes all the way down to the bottom. You can see there's some carbon. It's kind of hard to focus, but there's carbon down in there that fell out like this. So I can leave it in there. That will probably never end up back in here. And there's actually one right there too. There's none in here. I checked this one. In here's the return chamber. So that's that. So in this chamber, what we're going to be running on the very, very bottom, we're going to be running this stuff. And obviously, you can throw this in there if you want, but the way I'm going to be doing it, I'm probably going to put it into a bag. I don't need to put it into a bag though, because there is a media basket, which I'm going to show you guys here in a little bit. So that is, and then in this chamber, I can either run my heater in here or run the heater in here. I'm going to try to run it in here, but if I can't, it's going to go in here. But if I run it in here, I'm probably going to have to cut the sponge, because you can see it's a perfect fit. So I may cut the sponge like this corner of it right here and put it down in there. But like I said, I still don't know that if it fits in. I actually think it's going to fit in here. So this is ideally where I want to run the heater. So right now I'm going to go get that media basket that I'm talking about, as well as the filter floss, to give you guys a better idea of what I'm describing. Okay, so here we got everything. You can see why I didn't start the video with everything here, because it's quite a bit of stuff. So this is the filter floss. Believe it or not, this is, I'm gonna grab a little piece. This is filler for a pillow. That's all it is. It's premium polyester fiber fill. That's it. So this is what you find in pillows. I highly recommend you guys going to a Michael's, Joann's, any craft, Hobby Lobby craft place. I actually got this at Hobby Lobby. For you can see there, $3.99. And I actually used a coupon, so it really was like $3. And this whole bag will last my 45 gallon at least 4 months, at least. So this tank, it'll last, you know, probably very close to a year. And so the way we're gonna do it, I'm gonna recap. We're gonna run 3 of these just as fillers to take up space, which will put us up to this height. And then we're gonna stuff this on the very top. So what the water's gonna do, the water's gonna come through, it's gonna overfill, it's gonna be filtered mechanically through here, the small organics, and then the big organics would be filtered through here. We would then move on to the second chamber, which will be here. And the second chamber is gonna be running carbon on the very top, followed by this stuff. I'm still debating whether to put it in a bag or not in a bag. Obviously, if you put it in a bag, it's easier to take care of, but that's where this comes. This is that media basket I was talking about. You can see, once you put that in there, it goes in like that. Okay, so once you put that in there, it's very easy to shake. And the reason you want to shake it when you're doing water cleaning, you want all the dust, everything that gets under it to come out. Where you can see if this tank didn't have this, and I can very well not run this, you know, to save a little bit more space, not that you need it. But then ideally I would want to put this into a bag, because it's easier to remove the bag if ever I'm cleaning than it is to remove one rock at a time. But since this tank does have one of these, you can see there, the rocks are just not going to get through. This will make it really easy to, you know, agitate, shake it up, and get everything, you know, moved and circulated and cleaned out. So that's pretty much it for today's video, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hopefully you guys found it useful, you know, especially you experienced guys. I really hope you learned something from this video. And the newer people that are following me on this journey, you can see it really isn't that hard to start a reef tank. So that's gonna be it for today, guys. Be sure to leave me a comment box, Be sure to leave me a comment down in the box below. In the description, guys, I have my Instagram. Be sure to check me out on Instagram. And if I earned your subscription in this video, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out, helps me produce these videos. And yeah, guys, so that's gonna be it for today. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Happy reefing.